So I watched a hockey zombie movie the other day.
What's up, buddy?
Sup, Schmelzy? We watching some Cindy tonight?
Got some big city bud.
For the boys?
Ferda.
We should ask Spivvy to join us, bud.
Or Marky bud.
Or Aaron or AJ, bud.
Or Becky bud.
She's a snipe.
Oh, totally Sally Sniper.
Or Toddy, bud?
Ooh, Toddy got the horror flu. We got some hockey zombie Cindy today, boys.
Guns out. Safety's off, boys.
Should be some intense Tillies, boys.
Gonna be some Donnybrooks for sure, boys.
Maybe some 3-on-1 skis, boys.
3-on-2 skis.
Bar down big wristers, boys.
Dirty fucking dangles, boys.
What are we gonna do for our skip, bud?
For most of them, I think we've been at about here. For this one, I think we need to get up to here. Chris, how are you now?
Not so bad. Ian, you?
Not so bad.
So tonight, we watched Ahockalypse.
Dun dun dun.
This was a movie you were very excited for.
I've been following this for a long time, built up quite high expectations.
And I will say, before we dive into anything, I am not a hockey fan.
No.
Not a sports fan in general, but so I know nothing about hockey, but you sent me this trailer for this movie, and I was like, damn.
But you like zombies?
Yeah, I was like, this looks great. So I actually had some pretty high expectations for this movie as well. So, I mean, Ahockalypse, we don't really need to get too much into the plot. It's basically...
Yeah, it's a pretty generic zombie movie, but with a hockey kind of centric background to it.
Theme
so the Prairie Kings win the championship. That night they're getting ready to party when things go nuts, and they're just trying to survive the night. That's effectively your plot. So this movie had to work on, or at least had 3 different components to it that you're hoping at least 2 of them work, right?
Right.
You've got the hockey aspect to it, hoping for some good hockey action. You've got the zombie aspects, you're hoping for some good gore, some action, some violence, some tension. And you've also got comedy. This is definitely a horror comedy. So, of those 3 things you're hoping, I really hope 2 of them work. If any 2 of them work, I can forgive the third. If the hockey's no good, but the other 2 are fine, great. If the comedy doesn't work, but the other 2 are good, that's fine too. Even if one really nails it and one's just okay, but the third one sucks, we're in the money.
And unfortunately...
So let's talk about the best part about this movie.
Okay, let's do that.
The marketing. The marketing for this movie was
good.
really
that
good.
That trailer had me going.
Yeah.
I was interested.
It really made it seem like this was going to be a good movie.
Heinrich Lundqvist in overtime. The Prairie Kings have won the cup.
There is more. There is some positive things to this movie. I thought the movie had a really good tone. It was lighthearted in a way, and I thought any moment one of these jokes is going to be great. And they never happened. There
was a couple times I laughed out loud.
I had nothing in this movie.
For the most part, I don't think the comedy worked for me.
Nope.
I think the times when I did laugh, they were probably not intended to be the major laugh points. Like in particular, there was somebody thought they had a gun and they went to shoot it, and it turned out to be a lighter that looked like a gun.
Yeah.
I audibly laughed at that.
Really?
But that wasn't like, that's not a big laugh moment,
No.
probably. Comedy is what they leaned into the hardest with this, of the 3 things. It was much more of a comedy than it was a zombie or a hockey movie.
My main problem with it not being a hockey fan, well, and the comedy, is the zombie aspect is horrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The movie has practically no gore and no gore effects, and what effects it does have is the
All done in
crappiest
post.
stock blood sprays I've ever seen. Like, I can pull those blood sprays. I'm gonna have it right now. Ian's gonna be blooding all over the place. And unfortunately, I paused the movie at a moment where I noticed the blood spray effects start, and it was like off the body, just like here, and it was hard cut. I'm like, this is the sloppiest I've ever seen.
You know, it's all done in post. They definitely weren't leaning into the horror aspect of this movie anyway.
No, they didn't even bother to put makeup on most of the zombies.
No.
It's like
They kinda shot them
that
dark.
low effort.
Yeah. And there's a lot of scenes. Like I said, they leaned into the comedy. There's probably 20 scenes where the camera starts stationary. Whatever cast is supposed to be in the scene then runs into the scene like they've been running from something, and then they stop and they have a big dialogue dump. There was a lot of dialogue to this movie, and didn't have the actors to pull it off for the most part.
It always felt like they were setting up a funny scenario, but again, it just never came together.
Yeah.
Like, there was never a good punchline to anything.
Yeah. There's also almost no hockey in this movie.
That's what I wrote that down.
Yeah.
I wrote down
like
the lack of hockeyness is very confusing to me. Unless I thought maybe being somebody who knows nothing about hockey, there's like things I'm missing.
Especially because they marketed it into it so much. They definitely went after hockey fans to market this film, which is the smart thing to do from a marketing standpoint. But yeah, they had a couple ex-hockey players in this movie making cameos. But yeah, the main cast was the worst part about this film, unfortunately. I guess part of my problem with most of this movie is like it felt like the dumb skits we do in front of our reviews.
And we put literally... We turn this off and we go do it right then. We don't think about it.
We hem and we haw for 10 minutes about what we're going to do, and we have no ideas, and we throw something together.
Exactly.
And, like, it's improvised, so the acting's sometimes mediocre at best, usually bad.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily very funny. And that most of the scenes felt like our dumb little skits. If I could go back in time and change one thing about this movie, and don't get me wrong, if I could change several things, I would, but I would change the lead actor in this. He was phoning it in. This is his only acting credit on IMDb. I'm guessing he's like the director's friend or something. I don't know. I don't have any inside information on that. But yeah, and it all radiates out from there. Why would anybody else take this more seriously than he is? You know,
I don't think he had any comedy chops.
No,
that's the thing. Like,
but he was also leaning into that even when he shouldn't have been.
He couldn't pick up when there's a comedy beat.
Yeah.
I did like the setting changes.
Yeah, at least it kept moving.
It kept moving, and it was shot decently enough. It didn't look like a super low budget kind of movie. It felt like the budget was there for more.
At times they had really competent shots, but at other times it fell apart entirely.
Yeah, I was disappointed by this.
Yeah, me too. Especially because I had such high expectations.
I like a good horror comedy.
Yeah.
I like.
It's so hard to do horror comedy.
There's been some good ones though. Recently.
There has been.
Have you seen Deathgasm? Go watch Deathgasm. That movie's fucking awesome. Yeah, so that's Ahockalypse. If you're looking for a movie that doesn't do its comedy, its zombies, or its hockey very well,
figure it out.
There you go. And if you watch that skit that we did at the beginning of this, let me know what it means, because I don't understand any of this shit.
Wayne Harry Johnson Jr.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
Harry Johnson Jr.
Wayne Harry Johnson Jr.
I don't care about the Wayne part.
The Wayne's his first name. Harry's
so what? If you have a kid and his middle name's Harry and your last name's Johnson, what the hell's wrong with you?
I actually didn't even think of that.
That's awesome. Wish I had boys. Then I would have named him Harry Johnson Rupert. That's awesome.